Okay, so this is what we got to work with. Just adjusting. Oh, Dork, you want to deafen? I don't know.
Oh, sure.
Okay, here we go. Back in game. This is game 2. We didn't catch game 1, but it's a PvP between Anderson and Dorkmoon. Anderson down the bottom left. That's our brown Protoss. And luckily we have nice colors. Dorkmoon will be in green. Oh, they're doing the new maps. Oh, that's cool. This is no, this isn't the new maps. Never mind. This is just knocked out. Okay. Thought this is one of the new maps. Goes to show I haven't been playing in a while. Anderson gonna go for a gateway scout and cross map scout, maybe? Yeah. Not gonna see anything in the center. Dorkmoon going to go for just a standard scout pattern, and Anderson's gonna get to see Dorkmoon first, so that's nice. Both going for gate gas and then presumably core. Will we see a second gateway? No, it's just gonna be core, no zealots. Good so far, both cross spawn, so not really necessary to get the early zealot just yet. And they've, well, Anderson's gotten a full scout of the build, but Dorkmoon has not, so he doesn't know if there's potentially more pressure like there was in game 1. Game 1 it looked like there was a 2-gate of sorts, and it did quite a bit of damage to the Dorkmoon. Oh, but Anderson is actually going to go ahead and proxy at 12 o'clock. A pylon there. Both proxy location as well as a potential spotter pylon if the proxy doesn't actually end up going down. But it looks like, yeah, Citadel of Dune. So it's going to be DTs, and I imagine he'll at least proxy maybe like one gateway here, but he did. Yeah, I mean, he should be able to proxy at least one more gateway here. Alright. Dorkmoon sending the zealot out, kind of scouting around looking for proxies of his own, but he's not going to catch it. It's not going to be at 3 o'clock. His probe is going to come in, and he's not going to see a zealot, so he's going to actually get a free full scout here. He'll see that range isn't spinning, while his is. So maybe that should tell him something. He'll also see that there's just no other pylon here. Like, the second pylon would be very incredibly late if it were, but actually he will spot it. He sends the Dragoon out, he spots the Citadel building. So Anderson might have to... Well, it could have been... He could still... I think he could still research zealot legs in time, right? No, yeah, no, he can't. He can't possibly do that. He can still throw down a Templar Archives, though. And he can definitely... Yeah, he's just gonna take a Nexus. He could throw down a Templar Archives, make a DT, and still defend. Sort of, because there's going to be the threat of the DT on the map, but Dorkmoon will have the robo up pretty quickly. Yeah, I would have done the same thing here. Target the pylon, supply block Anderson for just a little bit, which means he can't continuously produce probes. Dorkmoon, on the other hand, when it get his probe count up, he's going to poke at the front of the wall, but we won't see too much action between the two. They're going to back off pretty quickly. He's actually going to leave this alive, which I think is not a good move. Granted, the Templar tech has already gone down, but, you know, in the event that he didn't spend the money to build this already, the Templar tech, taking this out would have been like a little bit, would have made it a step harder to get the Templar tech. But yeah, he's going to get range going. I don't know if Dorkmoon will choose to poke or not. He does have 4 goons. He has a bit of a timing window here while the range is still spinning for Anderson. Anderson does have this high ground, or this ditch that he can kind of abuse. The pylon's a bit close because it can just get easily ranged. But he's gonna walk up and start taking shots off on Anderson's dragoons. One already in the yellow of health, the other one already lost all its shields. A goon goes down, another goon is gonna fall as well. Additional reinforcements have come by. I don't think Anderson can hold on to this Nexus, unfortunately, unless DTs are gonna pop out very soon. There's an observer back at his base. But the thing is, even with the DTs, you could just dance around and continue to shoot this Nexus, and yeah, this is not going to survive. Gonna lose both the Nexus and the pylon, and just be severely behind this game. Yeah, even a second observer coming out. Yeah, Dorkmoon just wisely even just keeping at least one of the dragoons in an observer batch, just in case that for some reason a DT was out on the map. And he's gonna push up into the main base of Anderson. It looks like he's just gonna gun down the rest of the guards here. One goon goes down, another is gonna fall immediately. I mean, he has 5 goons here. You can 2-shot dragoons immediately. Oh, this is a pretty good drill on top of the dragoons, and they're not firing anymore. All kind of out of sync, unable to deal with the probes dancing on top of them. But there's just a lot of dragoons, and none of them are at low enough health. Oh, he does pop quite a few of them, actually. He'll hold this attack. But Dorkmoon is, you know, he's macroing behind. He's getting another Nexus. He's gotten his gateways up. Really, he just has to rally, continue to rally units over. And then, not only that, but he's also gonna have, like... Okay, well, we shouldn't be poking this, especially when we have vision image. We have clear vision of the 4 dragoons to R2. Yeah, he's actually just going to decide to back up instead. And I don't know how Anderson's going to handle this. I mean, he's had to cut workers because he could not afford to build any additional ones. So even if he wanted to take a next, I'm not sure if he has the worker count to really fully saturate it. I mean, he has about... what looks to be about 25-ish workers, maybe a little more than that. With the 4 dragoons here accounting for at least 8 of the supply. A shuttle is already out, which means there should be, yeah, there's a support bay. And he's gonna throw down some spotter pylons probably. No, he's just checking to see if there's still anything else on the map. Observer also doing the same thing, looking for hidden bases, not carefully, cleanly checking these bases though, because there was a hidden nexus here. He's not seeing that. But instead he sees that Anderson's just taking a later nexus than him, so he should feel very comfortable, provided he doesn't spot anything on the map. He'll feel extremely comfortable that, you know, he'll have a huge lead both economically, as well as army-wise because of that economy. Tech-wise though, we do appreciate Templar, I think, in my opinion, more than Reavers, but Reavers are just so maneuverable and microable. It is still kind of hard to really micro against Storm though. PvP, your units are bulky enough to take the damage, but they still don't appreciate it. And you also have to place the Storms well anyways. You also don't have a lot of energy, so I'm not sure if Storm will ever be ready in time for this Reaver to come out and start poking at the front. Who knows though? We might see it. He's gonna get a support bay of his own. Could be for shuttles, could be for observers. But we'll see. Anderson going to need to try to hold this major attack from Dorkmoon up 30 supply. And he's got the shuttle out front. He's going to start unloading and poking at this whole group of units. They take a major amount of damage. That one Scarab eating so many shots. Oh, 2 pretty decent storms, but the storm also hits a lot of his own units. And he tries to dive forward with the goons on the shuttle, but not going to get the Reaver either. And that just gives... yeah, he's going to call GG. Polestar will be our next map in the best of 3. should actually stream it on my end though. Oh. Let's see here. Oh, whatever, I'll just join when Anderson joins. Oh, not any of like the standard classic ones? Okay, there we go. We're getting into it. Game 3, currently at 1-1 apiece. Brown and green again. Anderson spawning in the top right as our brown Protoss. Dorkmoon as our green Protoss in the bottom right on Polestar. Oof. Excuse me if you heard that. I just had dinner. Anderson chilling with like a cool 500 APM. I've seen him play. It's gonna go down. Dorkmoon's is gonna... He'll spike up more, but it's, you know, early game, he's not much of a spammer. Just gonna click. Just a reflection of his EAPM at the beginning. Both gonna get their pylons down, I think. Anderson's just a little bit quicker, just a tiny bit. That's how boring the start is. We're really analyzing just the pylon time. Okay, let's see here. Probe already ready for the gateway. Dorkmoon just in time. Anderson's gateway is going to be first by about a second or two. And we're gonna see a gateway scout. So I'm gonna guess no, I guess not. It's going to be a gas. Okay. Gas from both players. Going to be a cross scout from Dorkmoon. He doesn't want to see another proxy, but you know, you never know. It could have been a 2/3 proxy. And that could really screw with some people, but no, we're not gonna see that this time around. Gonna cross scout and not find Anderson. Hopefully he doesn't just last scout him. If he scouts bottom left and then top right, that's gonna be kind of sad because I think a zealot would be out in time to actually defend, but I don't think we're gonna see a zealot. I think we're skipping a zealot on both sides. No, there it is. We see a zealot coming up. We should see a second pylon coming up soon. So core zealot looks like from both players. So there's the pylon. Pylon from Dorkmoon as well. And he does scout correctly. He's going to get the second scout at the very least. And he's going to get in there before the zealot pops. The zealot pops just in time and starts hammering away at this probe already. One hit away. Oh, can he catch it? No, he won't catch it just yet. Okay, Dragoon's being made. Nothing indicating a range will come up just yet. You see, there you go, 20 range, both going down. Anderson still not having scouted Dorkmoon yet, so this is going to be one of those games where one player gets pretty much all the intel for a little bit and the other one doesn't. So he has no idea what it is that Dorkmoon is going for. He doesn't know if this is 2-gate, he doesn't know that this is not like 12 Nexus or something. Dragoon is going to catch this probe now. So that's the end of his scouting life. He'll have at least seen that the range was spinning. He'll have seen the 2 pylons. Third pylon out for Dorkmoon. He's going to poke out with the goon, see if he can maybe catch the zealot if it was on the way, because he didn't see the zealot, I think, when his probe died. No, he's going to catch this scouting probe. So Anderson only going to get the intel that there's a Dragoon on the map. And Dorkmoon, a little bewildered that the probe died. I think he's now scouting for a proxy because he wants to make double sure that this probe wasn't just in the middle of nowhere for no reason. Anderson just playing it very standard though, getting a robotics facility, playing a very normal second gateway now on the way. I imagine, I get the feeling he might just do something like 2-gate into like support bay. Like maybe he just skips the observer, maybe he takes a gamble. You know, I don't think, maybe he gets the read that Dorkmoon isn't the type of player to just go into DTs. Anyway, the robotics facility a little bit later for Dorkmoon actually, because he went to 2 gates earlier, which means he'll have faster goon production. Not sure if he'll be able to get any sort of timing with Anderson just camping his own main base, but we'll see how that fares. He pokes out, but he doesn't see anything. He doesn't see any indication that Anderson's like out on the map. He has no presence of the natural. Sometimes you kind of want to be down here to get an idea. Oh, they're gonna trade shots, but he's gonna lose his own zealot for nothing. Uh-oh. He's taking extra damage. Anderson with good micro so far. He should be able to get this other goon if he just shoots, but okay, there we go. He does get the goon, but it's gonna be a fight up against high ground. Yeah, he starts to back away, and he brings these reinforcements. Dorkmoon has to start to back away. He does get an observer. But no... Okay, there we go. There's the support bay. So shuttle should be being made as well. I'm not liking this from Dorkmoon. He needs to not poke too hard. I mean, it's good that he's getting the intel, though. As long as he doesn't poke or commit too hard, he should be okay. He just needs to get the intel. No support bay or anything from Dorkmoon, so I'm not sure what the plan here is. If we're just going to do 2 gateways and observer, we should be able to afford a 3rd gateway at the very least. He pokes a little more, kind of gets a little bit of an arc, but it's 7 goons now to 5, and we're gonna get run over. This stupid dude dad kind of blocking the pathing here, screwing things up for Dorkmoon. Anderson's gonna take a fantastic fight, gunning down 3 of the goons immediately, rushing up the high ground. He should be able to get one more. Yeah, he should be able to get one more, and Dorkmoon on just full retreat. No, this goon could live for just a little bit longer. Get up that high ground. You're he does get the goon in the end. He might lose one more, not paying attention. Oh, and he didn't take out the observer. Okay. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate because you don't want to give Anderson high ground when he has more goons than you. He starts target firing the weak goon immediately. Good micro there. Needs to pull this one back. Does, but a little bit too late. Dorkmoon needs to target down some of these weaker goons, but he's not really doing that. One more goon goes down. Anderson starts to walk up. This one weak goon, okay, it finally goes down. Anderson kind of throwing away some of the goons that he had, but did trade extremely well with the units that he did have at the time. And behind that, he's getting a Nexus, has a Reaver out on the low ground. Dorkmoon, a 3rd gateway. There's the robotics support bay, but no shuttle, no Reaver. Looking kind of dire on his side. He took a fairly bad trade with his Dragoons early on. He was able to get a good scout on what Anderson has, and he knows that there's a Nexus now. But I'm sure he saw the Reaver, and he knows his is just way later. Like, his is just barely finished. It's only got like 2 Scarabs built. And now he gets the Nexus? There's going to be, you know, a limited period of time, probably for the next... I don't know how long it takes for a Nexus to build. It's like a minute, right? Something like that. In either case, there's going to be a significant amount of time where Anderson's going to be able to mine on 2 base economy versus Dorkmoon's 1. I mean, we'll see how that plays out. Reavers are extremely microable units. They're extremely cost effective when used properly. And even with that slight advantage in econ, potentially the splash damage kind of negates that. But we'll see. Anderson actually didn't opt to get any shuttle at all, just the 2 Reavers sitting out front, a little dangerously out front if you ask me. If Dorkmoon had gone for like on all in to essentially try to wipe out this natural, maybe the Reavers could have been out of place. Although I think Anderson would have had the reaction time to be able to pull these back, but he did not have a lot of Dragoons to cover for them. But in the meantime, he has the shuttle out now. He's got a couple of Dragoons. Might want to start considering, when possible, adding the additional gateways. Does have some cannons going up to try to defend his mineral line. I've heard that cannons tend to be worse than expected, especially since Reavers will pretty much auto fire against like any aggressive unit, and since they're in the mineral line, they kind of just hit this and a bunch of probes can explode around. So hopefully Anderson's got the reaction speed to cover for that. Kind of funny, the observers are a little bit mirroring each other. He might have been trying to catch this observer. And it is important, you know, this is one of those things that is extremely important in PvP, is to have vision of your opponent. So taking out the observers is just really nice, not only because you just take out the detection, but it makes your shuttle Reaver much scarier to your opponent. And he's gonna poke in now. He actually just goes straight for the shuttle, but he gets one of the Reavers, two of the Reavers, but he's gonna lose a lot of the Dragoons in the process. But so is Dorkmoon. Gonna lose a lot of his own his own Dragoons in the process. Takes a lot of damage. The probes are gonna have to retreat. The Reaver kind of inching forward. Not well. Okay, he's definitely getting the shots he wants now, and more Dragoons continue to reinforce. Dorkmoon on 5 gateway, and Anderson kind of floating some money because he doesn't have gateways down, or too many gateways down of his own, or they're not hotkeyed. I think he's at like 5 now, based on the way the buildings are placed. But he's gonna run up here, and it's certainly possible that because Dorkmoon has been just slightly behind on economy, but also just spending, that he's able to clean this up. And the Nexus is still intact. Anderson does start to spend the money now, but he is got about a 2k bank, whereas Dorkmoon doesn't. And because Dorkmoon doesn't have this bank, he's actually up in supply. And he actually has quite a few more workers, it looks like, than Anderson. Anderson's been very light on workers, I might add. That can be okay if you're stuck on one base, but I mean, this is, I don't know, it's like barely 12 probes here. I mean, ideally you want like 40, so I guess we're probably like there, maybe like a little short, maybe like 35 if I had to guess, maybe 30, 35, 32, 35. But Dorkmoon also kind of undersaturated his natural as well, so I guess it kind of works out either way. Both building up their army counts again. The observer getting a full scout of the gateway count that Anderson has. And I don't see anything that looks like we're moving up the Temple Tech. No, we do. Anderson moving up the Temple Tech already, getting upgrades from a Forge. I think Dorkmoon, if he sticks to the usual style that I've seen him play PvP, he'll probably add a second robotics bay or robotics facility and go into, you know, mass Reaver, mass speed shuttle. That is the style he kind of chooses to play in PvP quite often. I'm still a skeptic of it, but if he can make it work this game, this could go really well. He's gonna go ahead and try to push out now while he has speed shuttle, and he sees the entire army that Anderson has that's out at the moment. I don't think it's really, well, again, vision advantage is pretty huge. You can get a really nice scarab shot when you have vision advantage. Oh, not the best first scarab actually. And he's going to engage, but like this thing is kind of getting in the way. These Reavers were spread out well. I mean, it was just a huge choke point that Dorkmoon ran into, but also at the same time, there's still quite a bit of damage to be done here with these two Reavers. One of the Reavers is actually gone. No shuttle support here. Dorkmoon's going to push up with the Dragoons. This Reaver doesn't escape. Both Reavers still alive. Yeah, and Anderson's going to call it. GG, no defense left. Dorkmoon gonna win.
GG. I don't know how I lose from that game state, but alright.
GG.
GG. Oh.